Right, guys, we've got something a bit different today. So we got a phone call from a potential customer, and she was like, "Dude, can you come out and give me a quote from a garden?" I was like, "No bother at all." And she says, "I've got a courtyard garden." And I was like, "Oh, that sounds fancy. A courtyard garden. I want to see this." And so that's where we're going. Come with me and I'll show you what we're working with. Before we get to that nice courtyard garden, we're going to sort out this beech tree. I can't walk past this anymore. There's been so much to do in this garden that I've had to walk past it so many times, but today's the day. It's getting sorted. Now, I have a question for you guys. Do you guys work on an hourly rate or do you price by job? Now, I do a mixture of both, and the only reason why I ask is because the other day I had seen a video pop up. It must have been on TikTok. I was scrolling through my feed and a guy came up and he was saying, did you get punished for being efficient when you're on an hourly rate and you're running a business? And I thought, you know what, that fella has a point. There's one thing I've noticed, right? When you're pricing by job, when I go to price a job and, we agree on a certain price, me and the customer, and this agreement is based on the customer's perception of the job. The customer's perception of the job in terms of how long that job is going to take and how hard is it going to be. So the customer has one idea in their head of, what it's going to be like, and I have another. And maybe it's a job that the customer thinks is going to take really long and it's going to be difficult and it's going to be graft. And I come in with the right kit, the right tools and the experience and make it look easy and do it efficiently. Now, is that customer within their right to kind of say, no, well, hold on a wee minute, I didn't know you were going to do it that easy, or I didn't know you were going to do it that quick, that price isn't worth it anymore? Or is it a case of it shouldn't matter? It shouldn't matter. I've spent, a lot of money building up the right equipment, the right gear. I've spent a lot of time trying to hone my skills. I've spent a lot of time trying to be efficient, to become fast at my job. And I'm talking about this because I'm interested in your opinions, guys. Honestly, there's a lot of gardeners on here. There's a lot of people following me that have their own businesses. Is it justified for a customer to kind of go, no, hold on, you've done that far too quick and easy. You need to be charging less. Just out of curiosity. I don't think that it is justified, in my opinion. I think if you agree on a price, that's the price. Because then what would be the point in becoming good at your job? What would be the point in increasing your efficiency? What would be the point in honing your skills to a point where you can do your job fast and well? But anyway, rant over. Just wanted to have that little discussion. This is such a nice wee garden, and it's low maintenance, this garden. But the main reason why I came to this garden and the main reason why the customer wanted me was because she was having issues with her wisteria. So basically, she has a very mature wisteria just above me there. It's on a pergola and it's been there for 20 plus years. But this year, it is not looking well. It looks very dead, she said. It's got a lot of dead material. There's not a lot of leaves. There was no flower. Well, there was one or two flowers. And she was just wondering what was going on. So she says to me, come in and take all the dead material off, and we think that will free the energy up for the plant to kind of improve itself. So after I had went round and done all these boxes, because that was the first job that she gave me, she says, so will you sort out my boxes and then we'll move on to the wisteria. So I was like, no problem. Got the ladders out, had a look at the wisteria, started to prune into it a little bit, into the brittle branches. There was a few dead branches, but in all honesty, I think the wisteria was just struggling. I found a lot of life in that wisteria and I didn't want to touch that any further for the minute, so I went and told her. And she was absolutely chuffed that it was still trying. So, see you in the next one.